If you're into
walkers, skin eaters, lurkers, fence claimers, walkers, fighters, creeper, fighters, swimmer, walkers, biters, walkers, lurkers, dead people.
this is for you. Recorded in the ruins of a post-apocalyptic land down under. Welcome to the Oz Walking Dead podcast. Here's Ash, Leah, and Tom.
Are we live now, Bob? Oh, we are. Oh shit! Oh shit! Just like a little slugger to the back of the head, it's the podcast that requires a paracetamol today. Does Rick require a change of undies? Will Enid ever get out of the closet? And what was that noise? Was that a fluff from someone? No,
it was me.
Okay. And daisy chain walkers, they're far more dangerous than they look. Welcome along to the very first episode of the Oz Walking Dead podcast live. Welcome along. And today we have the very pretty, very handsome-looking Tom.
Thank you. I've rocked the man bun in honour of Eugene. Everyone knows how much I love Eugene, so I'm going to show solidarity for the ponytail.
Lovely, and the lovely Leah joining us. Hello.
I'm not sure who I'm supposed to be dressed as. I didn't know we were cosplaying.
Oh, damn.
Didn't you know? Did you know?
I'm Tim Rosso!
Hey! See this khaki thing, I'm doing a little like, I could just be in an RV with a crossbow. Are you getting that? Anyone getting that vibe?
Yeah.
Sasha wears a lot of khaki.
Yeah, well, I thought that I had that sort of, country road Rambo style going. But good to be here.
Excellent. Thank you for coming. Now, we come across with the first roadblock and we see this poor guy dragged across the road. You feel for this guy, and it doesn't stop here. This isn't the finish for him. Dragged across the road, he's laying across, he gets spray painted for some reason.
Yeah, what was that?
I don't know, it might have been tagging, they might have been homeboys back in the day.
Was it impulse?
He was a bit stinky. He'd been doing a fair bit of running through, growth, which undergrowth must have been a bit moisty smelling.
Might have been a bit of Norster or something to freshen him up. And Rick here, he's really cocky. He's really cocky to kick off with, and this is the start of watching his confidence sort of decline from here on in. And we also see, I don't know if you noticed or not, Abraham's face at this point is, I don't know if you noticed, he was packing death.
Yep.
And I thought, why is he packing death? It's because he's been here before with the roadblock, with the other guys.
Yeah.
He's witnessed it. He knows how savage it's going to get, and they're going to have to fight at some point today. Rick wants to keep moving on and backing away from it, and he knows better.
He does.
Rick was super confident, and I felt like some of the others were. I mean, Carl was looking confident. We had Sasha look like she was ready for action as well. Maggie she's a bit under the weather at the moment, but
there's a temperature. Have you missed it? But as I said last time I was with you guys, whenever you get in the RV and the motorhome, things don't go well, do they?
Never. It's never panned out for them.
No, it's never. You just leave that behind. It's never getting well.
Just talking about Maggie and being sick, I want to pose this to you. Now, let's just say she's had the unfortunate mishap where the baby has passed. Okay, these things happen. Pregnancy's a tough one. And let's just say, what would that baby do? What do we all do when we die? We turn into zombies.
Yeah, everyone has the infection. So that child would have been in the womb with the infection. If it does pass away, then there's a very strong chance that it will be a zombie inside her. However, it hasn't got any teeth.
I know, it'd be like an internal massage.
It's just gumming.
that's going to take ages to eat through.
All right, there's all sorts of wrong here, and I don't want to stop it.
You shouldn't have to.
Because I would never really thought about it. But like a zombie, you've got a zombie inside you wanting to come out. And then you're sad, but it's an emotional roller coaster, isn't it?
They could do like an alien tribute, and have it chest burst.
It could be a Spaceball tribute where the alien comes out and then sings "Hello, my baby, hello, my honey" down the dino. If you remember that, of course we all do.
We keep travelling down the road. Bitch nuts. Abraham's one-liners here. They were brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
They were sort of the only comedic relief that we got because, oh man, that episode got more and more and more and more stressful.
Yeah, and you start to realise these guys are a force of nature. The saviours, they're not to be messed with.
Well-oiled machine.
So many of them, and the fact that they can move quickly, and we saw the fact that there were different groups operating there. It wasn't the same guy every time.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like they're a big enough group that they have the time and the manpower to have people literally just blocking a road in case the Alexandrians happen to come along.
And if you're going to have someone roadblocking, and the two of us got very excited about it, you want Trevor from Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, you do, it's Trevor.
Explain, Tom.
Yeah,
Okay.
come on. Yeah.
So we didn't catch his name, I don't think. Now, the name Wade has been mentioned in previous episodes, so there's a good chance that this guy may be Wade. But the guy with the balding head and the big, thick, bushy moustache, who seemed pretty crazy, he's the guy that was motion captured and did the voice for Trevor from Grand Theft Auto 5, who is a meth-addled guy who runs around in his underpants.
He's amazing.
He's a force of
That's
nature.
where I know him.
Yeah!
Of course.
Yeah, if he was owning his
Yeah.
Y-front, you would have known.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course.
Are you a gamer, Rosso? Or
No,
not?
I'm not. Nothing against it. Not very good at it. So that's all. Just a little bit unco.
That's all right.
The thing
Yeah.
is that I used to be when I was younger. Alex Kidd in Miracle World. I was so good at
You're
it.
so old.
And come on,
I
man.
don't even know that one. What?
Oh, it's like Cedar.
Oh, right, okay,
And then I thought, not that long ago, I'm going to buy myself a PS3.
Yeah.
When the PS3 came out, I'm like, I'm going to have a crack at this. So I bought the headset and everything.
Oh,
Forgot to...
thank you. Oh, well.
We
Thank you.
have all right. Hey, by the way, we have a...
There's only one. Did you not want one, or did you?
Oh, she's sacked.
I could.
There you go. You had that one.
was
I've
real.
already had a few.
Yeah, you have.
You got the headset.
Yeah, so I've got the headset. I'm thinking, that's our zombie barmaid, by the way. God love her. I've got the headset and I thought I'm going to have a crack at this. And then, first few goes, I'm just getting smashed. Absolutely smashed. So I plug the headset in and I'm having a listen to it. It's like 8-year-old kids just pounding the crap out of me.
Yeah, that's why you don't listen to what they're saying.
No, stay away from it. I had a little similar thing, not quite as advanced, playing Microsoft Checkers. And there was a time in the early 2000s when I was a little bored during the day and I would get on and take on some 7 or 8-year-olds in China.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I would win.
How
The
often
junior
was
level.
that? Okay, yeah, fair enough.
And then I was just like, yeah, take that. I had it.
Stalemate. No,
It's
wrong
like,
game.
Down, took it, me. Oh, God.
We've got a Walker of the Week in this episode. I like to call him TikTok Walker. Because he's like a pendulum on a clock. The guy that's hanging, from the water tower. They're quite difficult to get to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why did Morgan get up there and try and get him down? What's the purpose?
I didn't understand the purpose, other than I thought perhaps he was attracting those other walkers.
Yeah, I think that part of it was the sound, and he was trying to secure the area. There were some tidbits throughout the episode that kind of filled in that story of what had happened there. So that guy that they were beating down at the first roadblock, that they put the X on, he mentioned that he'd come from a library. And then later when we saw Morgan and Carol hold up, they were in a big, municipal building, and at one point we could see a sign behind Morgan that said fiction. So I think he was in that library. They also later mentioned the way that they come and kill one of your people first so that you pay attention and do as they say. They'd said that they'd strung a guy up and that they were hanging him up. And then we later saw them throw the guy off the bridge by the neck as well. So I think that group has gone through and ruined the library, maybe even just a day before what we're seeing now.
I getcha, yes, because he was fresh, wasn't he?
Yeah, so there were these little breadcrumbs through there, and I think that's maybe where it all clicks together, simply because later, we'll talk about it, I'm sure, when Morgan and Carol have their big moment, those two guys show up and they were in all the special riot gear. And I think that's going to be part of this community that we've just seen some ravaged now but we're going to maybe meet them next year.
But Morgan had been not killing the walkers in
Yeah.
the last few episodes.
He's
So
been so chill.
Yeah.
he's just a little tappy tap.
Yeah.
Just
You go to sleep
little
now.
bop, yeah. So that's what I was a bit surprised by, because I thought he might just cut him free rather than stabby stab. So I thought maybe that's the sign that he's ready to get back in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And boy, was he ready
Yeah.
to get back in the game.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Saving my sweetheart. We come across the zombie daisy chain. There's a lot of thought behind that. It's awesome.
And work as well. I mean, there were bits of chain going through whole torsos there.
Yeah, you need multiple people to do all that.
Yeah.
And then all the extra accoutrement.
Yeah, well, there is nothing spookier than a piece of dreadlock on a zombie. And how did they attach it? Did they use is the flesh like blue tack? Is it?
Yeah.
Does it have it has a sticky sort
There
of?
must be some trick to it,
Yeah.
because any way of hammering it in, they're going to ruin the brain and kill the zombie.
Yeah, but it was a nice touch, wasn't it? They
It's
went,
really special.
She's wearing a wig. I mean, for God's sake, they could have just ripped the wig off and put the
Thing. Put a wig on it,
I
yeah.
don't know that choice. It's an illusion.
Having said that, we can see that they're antagonising the group to no end. And from this point on, like, the tension is skyrocketing. I'm starting to go, this is not good. And Maggie's getting worse.
Yeah.
Then we get another roadblock and another roadblock. And then we decide, what's the best thing that we can do from this point on? We'll send Eugene out in the RV. We're going to walk through the dark, scary woods at night.
Okay, which would you rather have been at that point in time? Would you rather have been Eugene, or would you rather have been...
Oh, in the group, for
yeah,
sure.
in the group.
Yeah.
I mean, they're that relaxed about zombies out there. The only person in charge of killing was Carl. Everyone else was killing that stretcher. They were carrying the stretcher. And if they're that comfortable that they'll just leave Carl in charge of all that, they are still feeling kind of bulletproof that they can get through and you know, skip around these roadblocks.
One-eyed Carl and...
Is it a bulletproof thing, or is it that just that deep-seated belief that they have to do the right thing?
Yeah, sure.
Like, is it what's going on here? Do you think is it about Rick's arrogance here, or his belief that he's in charge, he can do whatever, or is that they just need to look after her and they want us to protect the babies? The overriding issue, I think.
It's a little bit of both.
I was thinking about that, and after watching the episode a couple of times, I'm thinking to myself, did they really need... Was Maggie's life that important that they needed to save it? I mean, because ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what's caused this whole thing. Could they have just gone, yeah, this is getting too hard, Maggie...
Yeah.
We're outing.
Get out
Yeah.
and walk.
I think after last episode, we saw Carol and we saw Daryl both just bugger off. And Daryl's whole thing was, I need to avenge this life I didn't save. So I think they've sort of paralleled it last week, where we've seen people make dumb decisions because of a loss of life, that we can completely understand them rationalising doing ridiculous things to try and save someone who's been there for so long, especially when there's hope growing inside her.
Hope. Please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't name the baby Hope.
They should call it.
Just.
But yeah, it's the only baby going around, even if it could turn into a zombie and eat its way out.
Yeah, you know what I think they should call it?
Yummy.
Then we see Carol, she finds a walker in the bin. I think of Glenn.
Yeah, I thought so
We got a
too.
bin,
Yeah.
we got a bin. And she locks it in, and then she gets the surprise walker that comes around the side. She scalps that mofo, man. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
are you part Cherokee Indian?
That walker has been around for a while. That's
It was a little running through the hair thing.
right. It was really yummy.
And then she's found by the ambush arsehole that we saw before. I'm spewing, man. I love Carol.
I didn't feel too much danger for her, simply because he kept taking his time. You know, he was relishing in it, but he also didn't have control over the situation, I don't think, really.
Yeah, it was a little bit
100%.
loose,
She was,
yeah.
And then, of course, we had Morgan and the awfully quiet horse.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I saw her wearing slippers.
But do you think she's gone? Is that what you're suggesting?
Well, she was taunting him, just
But
kill
you know,
me,
like,
kill
but
me.
yeah, but she's only been shot a couple of times though.
She can't
Yeah.
walk
Have you
now.
ever been
She's
shot, Rosso?
Not yet. But who's going to cook the biscuits? It's
I know.
like Negan's going to need some cookies.
Negan would like beetroot cookies, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Beetroot and acorn, sorry.
Man who wears an ascot. That's what that red thing around the neck, that
very
like
classy.
inside, like Fred from Scooby Doo.
Right.
That's called an ascot.
It's not like, what's his
I
name
looked
off
that up.
MasterChef?
Yeah, well, it's a cravat, but it's an ascot, is it? Okay.
Oh, we haven't seen if
difference.
it's tied or not. If it's tied, it's an ascot. I looked this up. I don't just know this.
No, you just know this.
I really don't. But I was like, oh, that looks like Fred from Scooby Doo. And I looked up Fred from Scooby Doo. What's that round
What's
neck?
he wearing around it? It's an ascot. Okay.
We see the ginger guy with the hair, and apart from him possibly being related to Abraham, we talked about this before. The kingdom.
Yes.
Now, if there's going to be someone that pops up randomly,
Yes.
and just for everyone who's watching at home, Tom's our comic book expert here. So
He knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff. So if there's going to be someone popping up randomly that belongs to another tribe, it could be.
Yes, very much so. I think earlier this season, Jesus said, your world's about to get a lot larger. And he said that there's multiple communities. Now, we've met the Hilltop and we've met the Saviours. Saviours appear to be quite nomadic and happy to jump around and go and rot everyone else's gear. And the Hilltop, we know, are enclosed and keep those doors shut, apart from Jesus and a few people going out. There's another group in the comics. You know, there are several communities, but the main other one that's featured early on is called the Kingdom. And they're holed up in a very fancy private school.
Ooh.
That has nice gates outside.
Do they wear a uniform?
And they all wear the riot gear and they consider themselves knights of the kingdom. And the kingdom is led by a guy named Ezekiel, who the people call King Ezekiel. And he is a rather large black guy with awesome white dreadlocks who was a zookeeper and managed to save a tiger. So he has a pet tiger.
Oh, yeah, that's
Always
good.
wanted one.
Yeah.
So we may see Tiger on Walking Dead, which is just is amazing.
The white dreadlocks. How does he get white dreadlocks? Is he...
He got shocked. Like a big shock, and he went, oh! And it just all drained.
And he went white. Is it old age dreadlocks or is it
No, it's just awesome dude dreadlocks.
albino?
Yeah, it's just homey.
Right.
You know, he's just gotten it done.
Does he like, I don't know, disco sort of funk music? Does he like
He
the
looks
funk?
like George Clinton.
That's what I was trying
Right,
to get
so,
at.
but that... Where will they fit that in the story? Do you think it's too...
Too
You've got too many
comic
things. Oh, yeah, too much. Or too much going out.
Well, the way it plays out for a long time. It doesn't happen very quickly, but over time we learned that the kingdom hates the Saviours even more than the Hilltop, and
Right.
they desperately want out. And they've been trying to find a way that they can push back on Negan for a long time.
Yeah, right.
So meeting Rick and his group and discovering that they want to go to war, they create a strong coalition. So this may be the first, it's the only moment of hope in the entire episode of there may be some people willing to fight.
Because in TV terms, this show very rarely runs with multiple stories.
They have to
At
have
all.
their big
yeah,
story.
Yeah, and that's it. There is no, and around the corner, this is happening now. You can't milking a tiger or whatever it's happening. Or,
I hope they're not milking a tiger. That sounds dangerous.
Even zombies are bothered by a tiger. That's
I'm not sure.
Well,
Okay, all right.
in the comic.
that's what I'm saying. In the comic, the zombies are kind of bothered by the tiger.
Oh,
Not
right.
all of them. When there's big numbers, the tiger doesn't bother them much. But there have been moments where they've
Does the tiger eat them or just mucks around with them?
just mauls them.
Right. Yeah, right.
Yeah, another
He's
reason to
basically
get one.
trained it not to use its mouth much, so there's less chance of getting infected. But those claws and those hands, you imagine, tiger paw
They're
with that
huge.
size, batting heads.
Looking forward to this.
Yeah, so I think that might be, apart from all the hints we've got of lots of stuff going on with Negan, when we return later in the year, I think that might be the other seed sown of meeting this other group. And I think Carol and Morgan are the two good people to go there because they're both on such a pacifist mission at the moment.
Yeah, because they saw something in them, didn't they?
Well, it's at this point now our group's up shit creek with their mouths wide open, as Abraham so delicately put it. And we see our mate who's dragged through the woods before. He's finally put out his misery. And the unfortunate thing that they're not going to be able to identify him by his dental records. By the looks of it. Did you notice that? There's no teeth.
He looked like the guy in Goonies. Hey, you guys! Yeah, those teeth. That going on.
I felt for that guy. They tortured him to no end. And to see
that impulse.
That's right. That was the worst.
Well, again, that makes me very nervous for our group because they made it quite clear that they strung that one guy up in the tower and he obviously got a reasonably quick death. But then this other guy who was pushing back and tried to run, they strung it out for the course of at least 12 hours.
Oh.
So we might have seen we've definitely seen one person get taken out by a bat, but if someone tries to run from the group, they're going to really mess them up.
Yeah. We see Eugene and Abe's have a big hug. God, I love them.
But that was Eugene's idea. Abraham was just going to do a bit of a man thing, bloke stuff. But the big hug happened because Eugene insisted.
Yeah.
I'm glad he did.
Me too.
But that can just never be the same, can it?
No, he said such harsh things.
It's too much.
That bullet factory.
It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Too much has been said. Too much has happened. Too many lies.
Can't go back.
It's a friendship that's broken.
It's okay, Tools.
I will say I was very, very nervous for Eugene when he revealed that he'd written out the 101 on how to make bullets.
Yeah.
And told Rick where this factory was.
Why?
And had a goodbye hug with Abraham.
And there was special music to go along
All the reasons for why Eugene is necessary in 1.5 minute conversation with two people were handed off.
Yeah.
And given to someone else.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
There was a little bit of that going on with quite a few characters.
Yeah, we had Abraham and Sasha talking about how about we have a kid.
Aaron had a little bit, not too much, but I mean he hasn't been around for that long.
Well, he's not going to have any kids.
Don't know.
No, that's true. We don't know.
We don't know.
He has, he might need to help
He might.
the population growth.
Yeah.
Soon after this, we hear the whistle, which I haven't heard a whistle this chilling since Kill Bill. It really is. And we heard it, I think, in the last episode, maybe the one before that, did we? Maybe not. But we definitely heard it in the last episode.
Yeah, where they step out from the trees.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then it leads up. You can hear the music. Music's like, the introduction with a THX sound test at the start of the movie when they're building up to meeting Negan. But there's been a massive outpour of grief, disappointment. Some people aren't happy.
Some people are very not happy.
Very not happy about the big N word.
Negan.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Tom, I've got to go to you. We've been dying to meet Negan. You especially have been dying to meet Negan. Your thoughts on Negan?
I thought that with the material he had, Jeffrey Dean Morgan did an amazing job. He was terrifying, he was charismatic, he very quickly made you understand why this character is so feared and why comic book readers have been waiting excitedly for him to debut. But the problem with the fact that this show is broadcast on reasonably commercial television and isn't a paid service means that they can't swear much. Now, you might have noticed that Negan got to say shit twice and prick once. And
dare you say those words on this program?
Swearing's his thing, right? Is it not?
Swearing is his thing. And like when he stepped out and he said, "Are we all pissing our pants yet? We will be." That got me excited. I thought, oh, they're going to go for it. They're going to, because he'd be like, hey, this is your fucking kid, right? I'm going to fuck your fucking kid up if you don't shut the fuck up and sit the fuck back down. Like, Negan
That's a bit harsh.
It's incredibly harsh.
Negan.
And
Steady on.
at first, it was almost comedic how much he swore, but then you realise that it was just this guy's pattern, and he obviously came from a very rough background, like potentially he was in construction or something where he was in the place where he could talk. All my family's in construction, and I've learned some words.
Oh, a backstory. He was in construction.
Yeah. So
Tom's backstory too is impressive.
But I was disappointed, and it felt like he had been neutered somewhat because of that. Part of the terrifying part of him is that he's so loose with his language. And the other part, and I'm not alone in this, I have seen some stuff online already from people responding, is that we don't see who he fucking killed.
I know.
And his debut in issue 100 was so iconic because he beat the fuck out of Glenn. And it wasn't just one smack. As we saw on the TV show, there were several smacks. And he says, he belts him
8.
once. Yeah,
It's a
he belts
lot.
him once and says, look at this guy. He's taking it like a fucking champ. And then keeps going. And we see Glenn's face disintegrate over the course of about 3 pages. And it's awful. And it ends...
It's that spread out.
Yeah, it ends with his face all smooshed in, an eyeball hanging out, and another one punctured inwards.
Oh.
And that image has really stuck with me. And it was that moment that you were like, this is why Negan is so terrifying. Yeah. So I understand the conceit of doing it and having a cliffhanger to get people to tune back in later, but I feel like that's lessened Negan's impact because we haven't seen just how far he's willing to go to prove his point. Because he does that for no other reason than making everyone else fall in line.
So in the comic book, when he hits Glenn, is it in a different storyline situation?
It's this exact moment.
So we think it's Glenn. That everyone's presuming it's Glenn.
We've been expecting it to be Glenn for a long time.
So,
but more recently, there's been rumours that it's either Glenn or Daryl. So they're picking. Well, fans are picking huge characters.
Yes.
As to the.
And in the comic book, does Glenn just have a face and
then doesn't?
Glenn, it's all.
That's the end of Glenn.
I think an eye pops out.
Yeah, right. You could.
I can pull up the page there if you want.
No, it's fine. It's just thinking, well, if he did survive, at least Carl would be going, well, at least I'm not the ugliest man.
That's good point. Good point.
Yeah, we should talk a bit about, we'll come back to Negan, but I also want to say that Carl was amazing in that scene. The fact that he was steely-eyed, and the biggest clue there is that Negan calls him a serial killer, and Negan sees something in him.
So is that a foreshadowing of something that we can expect from
I think
the
that
book?
Carl is going to hold the biggest grudge out of everyone.
Yeah, right.
Against Negan.
Or aren't they all serial killers, though?
They're all willing to kill.
That's
what I took from it.
This is a little boy who's grown up killing.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like there's any moral issue for him in doing so. That's just the world he lives in.
So can we start now going and looking into who we think actually got the bat, got Lucille?
No, not yet. Not yet. I want to hear what your thoughts are because the three of us, we're pure, TV nuts. You haven't read the comic, Rosso, have you?
No.
We just purely watch the show. So I just want to ask you, Leah, what did you think of Negan in those last 10 minutes?
Well, I mean, I haven't read the comics, but I have looked at a few of the pictures and drawings from the comic.
That's very good of you.
And that iconic part. Yeah, that's right. And Negan has the leather jacket, he's got the hair back, and he's smiling all the time, and he nailed the smile. I mean, the smile was super sinister the whole way through, and you kept thinking, oh, good on you, Negan. And you go, no, hang on a second, you're super dangerous. You can't lull me in, which maybe gave us an indication of why so many people are part of the Saviours, because he seems so charming. This is a guy that can probably help us if we help him. If we're part of this group, we can be part of the Saviours, and Negan's our guy because of that smile.
But there's some charisma there, isn't there? There's some,
Super,
I remember we were
yeah.
talking. Oh, there you go. You've got.
Beer.
Yeah, just push her away.
Is she okay? It's just that.
It's a zombie bomb, mate. She's out of control. Just watch.
She's going to be there for a little bit. She's gotten herself stuck.
Yeah.
Security.
I really like that.
Don't bloody let her in.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No wonder I got the lockout laws. Seriously.
And Mike Dead, if you're watching.
Yeah.
Rosso, what did you think of Negan?
Yeah, I remember because when I was doing the podcast with you guys, because I was talking about Jeffrey Dean Morgan being a funny guy.
Yeah.
And I had interviewed him once and really liked him and found him a really kooky guy and a really refreshing sort of.
Is he charismatic in real life?
Yeah, and he's really he's sort of mad,
right.
in a very normal sort of way, if that makes sense. But really, he was. I mean, I can't remember. He was flogging that. Can't remember the movie anyway. It doesn't really matter. Watchmen, yeah. And of course, he did that. We talked about it last time, but he was in Grey's Anatomy. That was his big breakout. And all the girls liked him for that reason because he was Dean or whatever his name who died. God, good at this stuff, aren't I? But a really likeable guy, and so they were surprised by the casting, and then you get that sense that you go, well, this is an interesting character because he's smiling, he's a bad guy. He's got Lucille, which was B.B. King's guitar, but it's not a guitar.
No, it's not.
It's something that's going to go up someone's bottom at some stage or something. Yeah.
He probably has.
Yeah, and it's it's a baseball bat with
But he cleans it. I mean, it was pretty clean.
So you're not instantly hating this guy, even though because Rick's got the he's got the Rick wobbles, where it's all going
Rick wobbles.
It's true. It is. It's got that and we've seen the Rick wobbles a fair few times.
I
Yeah.
think he's got early stages of Parkinson or something.
No, it's just
Possibly.
when things are really bad, someone's killing his family, or I think someone's found out about his wife. All that stuff gets the Rick wobble.
Have you also noticed that Rick apparently sweats from the top of his head? Because as the episode went on, his hair got wetter and wetter and came down, and as it comes down, he gets Rick wobbles. It's an indication.
And
That's
the
how you go.
ringlets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the ringlets are
And the
lovely.
ringlets. But this is the first time we've seen Rick really shitting himself. There's pure defeat. And he cannot control his emotions. Even had an outburst at one point. Where
He was
says,
100%
just
outplayed.
stop this.
Yeah.
And Negan shuts him down.
There's no negotiation.
No,
there. He knows that,
no.
and that's normally at least he'll pretend to negotiate, and then you're sort of wondering, when is someone going to come out with the bazooka, and this is all going to be great, and
Yeah,
it's not
well, you
happening.
said, where's the bazooka?
Bazookas, they had 'em,
Why do they not have it with them? I guess they didn't think they needed it.
What do you think about Negan's introduction with Lucille? He spoke quite passionately about her. She's obviously a swinger. He likes a good bat.
What else have you got? Come on, one
I
more.
don't know. He picks her up with both hands.
Yeah.
He's got wood.
He's
Hey, there we go. There we go. Yeah.
I think the interesting part where you get into this story is this idea that they will become providers. So they'll happily go away and say, okay, you can have half of Carol's cookies if she comes back. It's an interesting thought. It's the first sort of way, this idea of controlling everyone, or why do I need to grow vegetables when you'll grow them for me? And the expectation that these guys will put up with that because they're scared of them. I don't know. I think it's a gamble. These guys have got form.
They really do. They've done it before.
I wouldn't be letting Rick go, even if he's got Rick wobbles.
You do that really well, actually.
Thanks,
I mean, they've got, just to talk about Lucille for a second and to go into a little bit of gory detail, that is actually a really effective weapon.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to reload it, for starters. No. And you think about it, the barbed wire wrapped around the bat, if that comes down with force, the barbed wire is going to shatter bone.
So it works on humans and walkers.
And the bat's just going to do the rest of the work.
Yeah.
I think I'm in love with Lucille.
Really?
Yeah.
Does Carol know?
No,
This
not
is
yet.
awkward.
Both of them in a room?
She did get some very iconic shots. So when Negan first stepped out, it panned down him very quickly and rested on Lucille. And then there was that moment where he said, "This is Lucille, I want you to meet her. And she's awesome."
Yeah.
And held it there, and the camera, it was a beautiful shot of it. It's a very iconic thing, and in the same way that you think Joker, you think that mask, and there's so many villains from fiction that have a very iconic weapon or something associated with them. Negan is this bat, and it's part of, it's his costume or whatever, but it's what you associate with him. So by spending so much time on that, it's really solidified that for me, which is great.
And his whole introduction was so theatrical. I mean, we're going to call him Trevor from GTA.
Yeah.
You had Trevor sort of doing the warm-up. He was the warm-up guy, and then he goes, are we ready for him? Yeah. He knocks on it as if Negan doesn't already know, and he knocks on it, and then he opens the door, he comes out, he does his big monologue, gets interrupted, and he's not happy about that.
I would have laughed if Negan had walked out of the RV and there's Britney Spears playing in the background and he's just got a full face of makeup and a little poodle sitting back there waiting.
I'm out of my trailer,
All right, we can ask the question, who do you think died?
Okay, the person I think didn't die, I will 100% say, is Maggie. because I already saw her die this week in Batman vs Superman. She plays Martha
she in that?
Martha Wayne plays Batman's mother.
Martha what?
Martha Wayne.
Right.
Bruce Wayne's mother.
I thought you said Martha Wayne.
Bruce's father, Thomas Wayne, is played by Negan.
No
So
way.
it's Negan and Maggie walking down
Weird.
crying
Don't do
an
that.
alley.
No, that's just stupid. That's like when they turn great chocolate bars into ice creams. You don't need them to cross over.
I didn't
It's
think
just like
it's
that.
like I don't need cherry rub's fine. It doesn't need ice cream, you know. And this is you don't need to take characters just because they're popular and put them. Find some other actors.
Yeah, well,
it's not cool.
I think I can understand Jeffrey Dean Morgan being in because the film's directed by Zack Snyder and he puts Jeffrey Dean Morgan in pretty much everything because the same way J.J. Abrams always has Greg Grunberg as the Lucky Charm. That's Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I have no idea how Lauren Cohen ended up as Martha. It was cool. She had maybe 2 minutes of screen time. A lot of it was in slow motion. What a surprise, Zack Snyder. And there was pearls.
Oh yeah.
And there were pearls.
Okay,
right.
so who do you think died?
I don't feel good for Daryl because it felt like it was hanging down his end a lot. I kind of feel like Glenn may be safe. And I still feel awful for Eugene. He didn't get as many lingering shots, and as I say, they wrapped up a lot of his storyline if he wasn't to continue.
He's passed on the recipe for bullets and
Yeah.
everything else, yeah.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
It's sad. I like you.
But this we could do this on everyone. Aaron seemed to sum up a lot of his storyline. We didn't see him say goodbye to Eric, his boyfriend, or any of these sorts of stuff, but he had that, I'm not going to let this happen to my people again. I am going to be involved. And it felt like he might get comeuppance for that. We talked about Sasha and Abraham. They had that discussion. They might have children and stuff together. It's a savage blow to either of them.
I feel like it's probably a bigger blow to Abraham if Sasha gets Lucille.
Agreed.
Because
he has to go.
he said he was ready. He was ready for more.
I don't know, I think I'd be okay with it.
I know,
Yeah.
but you're so anti-Sasha.
This is true.
Yeah.
Super
But see, because if it was Aaron, everyone would go, oh, is that it? I know
Yeah.
nothing against Aaron.
I
but,
think
you
it needs
know.
to be someone big.
I don't think it'd be Aaron as well because, and I hate to say this, the last person on the show to die was a homosexual person. And so to do that straight away again with Aaron is going to upset a lot of the fan community.
Yeah, and you need someone to wear a puffer jacket on the show, really, and he does it well.
He does it very well.
Yeah.
But you know, but with the thing with is it too predictable to have Glenn disappear, or is it Glenn came so close with the skip bin? Is it is his number up?
I feel like if it was Glenn, it makes complete sense. It ties to the storyline, but they have said multiple times that they're trying to do a swerve. That they're not necessarily going to play things out the way they do in the comics. And this is just one of the so iconic moments from the comics that to adapt it straight would feel a bit of a letdown, especially making us wait 6 months.
So if you're mucking around with this stuff and then we go back and we watch, when it comes out in October, if it's just Eugene.
No one's going to be more upset than me. I know that. And then not many people are going to be upset anyway. It's kind of on par with Father Gabriel.
What do you think? Yeah, I feel like, can I join in if it was him?
All right, so
Can I borrow Lucille? That's for the people in the church, you bitch.
well, what do we think about Daryl then? I mean,
Well, where did he get shot?
In the shoulder.
It was
In the shoulder. And he's sitting there, he's got...
So was it how bad?
I don't know, it's probably a flesh wound. The
Okay,
guy's a big girl.
but they've given him a little cloak, which
He's
was
a little
nice.
bloke. No, he's quite seriously wounded, I think. He looked pretty crook too.
He looked really not right. Now, does Negan just want to keep him there? And
I was
have him
trying
suffer?
to work out as he's pointing around the back. They do not give you any idea.
They give you nothing.
About whose turn it was.
Yeah.
I don't think it was Carl.
Oh,
Because
it's
he makes
definitely not
reference-
Carl.
it's
Yeah,
not
we
Carl.
were talking about this just as the show ended, and what did Negan say?
Negan says that he's the serial. He thinks he's a serial killer. He also says if anyone screams, cut out the boy's eye, feed it to his father.
Yeah.
Yum,
You can
yum.
blink, you can breathe, you can cry. You're going to do all three, and that's when he starts swinging. There's no chance, in my mind, there is no chance at all that it's Carl because of that statement as well, and the fact that, as I said, Negan sees something in that boy.
Serial killer.
Yeah, he's not going to... as weird as it is, Negan does seem to have a respect for life. It's a very different respect to the way that Morgan's come across. Morgan's life
shows already.
Morgan's is about life is precious. Negan's is life is valuable. I will kill one of you if that means that the other 12 fall the fuck in line. And in his mind, that is better to kill one than to have them all run, fight back, and potentially kill some or all of them. So by just killing one, he's making sure that everyone else does as he says. So it's a weird, twisted logic.
It's an evolving psychopath, though.
Yeah.
For realising it, you go from we're just going to shoot everyone to we need to make sure that we need to survive, so we need to cultivate people to do stuff for us.
Yeah, I love the meme that came out shortly after. Who do I think died? I feel for the cameraman.
Yeah, that's. Someone getting Lucille. Yeah.
I thought that was shot brilliantly. The blood dripping down the screen, goosebumps. It was,
And the audio sort of went all muffled.
Yeah,
as
you
well.
felt like you're getting hit over the head with Lucille. But people have gone nuts online. They've said they're kicking the show. They don't want to watch it anymore.
What do you expect? I mean, it's not, we were talking about this before, but it's the same thing. It's not unlike, being in that situation with Terminus a few series ago where it's like, there's no resolution. It's all, what's going to happen. You wanted to see it. Is that
Good point.
It's like, it's sort of how this game works, isn't it?
Yeah.
Otherwise we go, poor old Eugene. Well, let's be watching, something else next time.
Yeah.
Flaked on Netflix. You seen that? That's pretty good.
No, I haven't.
Well, that's worth good.
Again, as soon as it finished, I turned to you and went, that's just like Lost Season 1, where they blew open the hatch and Locke and Jack were staring down into the hatch and the camera went down. And then there was a 4.5 month break until we got resolution to that. And it's hilarious because as soon as I said that, we looked online and the producers had already put out a statement saying that they loved that finale from Lost so much. Now, I worked very closely on Lost, so I could talk about how much people hated that.
That finale cost me a TV.
There was a small pocket of people who loved it. And if you look at it, it's about wonder and opportunity and what could be in there. And so it made you think about what could possibly be in there because we had no indication whatsoever.
Who was down there again?
Desmond, pressing the button
Desmond.
every 108 minutes.
He did, yeah.
But
poor old Desmond.
he was such a champ. I wish he was on every TV show.
He may be.
He could be. He's got like time travel, electrical, alternate universe powers.
Perfect for The Walking Dead.
But this ending did not have any wonder or hope. The only question is which one of those people on their knees died. And it doesn't make you go, how does this change the story? How does this impact things moving forward? It's literally, okay, who have we lost?
Oh, okay. So you don't have the 6 months or however long it is till October to try and figure out what's next.
Oh, that hatch could have been a portal to hell. It could have, there were so many wild, ridiculous theories about what could possibly be down there, and so many people talked about it that became a whole thing. And that was just when internet fan culture was kicking off. Whereas now it's thick and fast, and
instant.
I don't know.
But still,
some paparazzi
you come back and you watch season 2.
Oh yeah, I'll be there next season, definitely watching to see who's in it.
And while everyone's so pissed off about the end of season 6, as most people are saying that they are, as soon as season 7 comes back, you're going to be. I'm going to see who dies.
I want to know.
Who gets their head back?
Yeah.
There's only one certainty, and that's that Carol won't be giving any hand jobs for a while. She's a little shot up.
Gutted. Absolutely.
So that's not how she's thanking Morgan?
Well, let's hope not.
For a while. I understand.
Well, on that lovely, clean, pure note, we'll probably wrap this up now. Our studio audience, please, big round of applause, including our zombie barmaid who,
she's still with us.
Oh, here she is.
Here she is.
She wants a kiss, Leah. Give her a kiss. Whoa.
No touching.
Sort of like it, but sort of weird.
Do you know who she is? She's the drunk girl at the party, and she wants to dance with everyone.
I think I saw her last Sunday morning up in the Cross at about 5 a.m. We got a few people to thank. First of all, Tom, Leah, and Rosso, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And massive thank you to Rode microphones. If you're wondering why we're sounding so fantastic, it's because we're using Rode microphones. You guys rock. Thank you very much for your support.
Thank you.
Hunters Hill Hotel. It doesn't matter whether you're in Sydney or not. If you're not even planning on coming to Australia, just come to Hunters Hill Hotel just for a beer.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your support, guys. FX Channel Australia, thank you very much for your support. Throughout the year, we look forward to working with you with Season 7 and E1 Entertainment. We've got a ton of prizes to give away as well.
So many prizes.
My God, we had a competition on Facebook. This is like Lego for adults.
That's a nice one.
I love it. He's eyeing it
Because
off.
Laurie makes a little appearance in the belly of that walker.
Oh, this is the boiler room where... Oh,
It's where Carl became a man.
That's
And not in a
right.
sexy way.
No.
and killed his mum.
Yeah.
Look at Carol. She's got a wrist that really moves.
I was hoping there was a blow-up version of that doll.
Rule 34, there's one of that on the internet.
We'll have a look.
I promise.
We'll have a look.
We'll find you one.
And we've got some DVD Blu-ray packs to give away as well, plus the complete compendium number 3.
Now, I just want to mention something with that compendium. This is pretty great. If you're a TV show fan and you've been wanting to get in the comics, but you're aware that there's 100 issues, we got the one that kicks off with the beginning of the Saviour's storyline. It has 48 issues in there, so that's 4 years worth of comics in one book.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
Are
Very
we
nice.
sure we need to give it away? I wouldn't mind.
I don't know, I might
Can I
read
have
it
a read?
first.
But yeah, I'll be after you and then we'll
If the
send
pages are stuck together where Carol is, then... Yeah, sorry. So the winners of the competition are Maha Ju.
Nice, Maha.
Maha, and she purely gets the prize because she's been hassling the crap out of us for months. So Maha...
Enough already!
Persistence pays off. Then we've got Lisa Robertson. Thank you very much for entering. And all these were done through Facebook, by the way, and by subscribing to us on YouTube. Chelsea Baker. I wonder if she brings in the dough.
She'd need to.
Oh!
Hey. Bradley
Run,
Penny
laugher.
Penrose. Bradley Penny Penrose. Have you linked? Is that? It is. That's his name. Bradley
I like
Penny
it.
Penrose.
I like
Yeah, I
it,
like it.
Bradley.
You've won
that's
as
good.
well. Liam James.
I thought you said Leah for a second, but you kept
No,
going.
you didn't win. Liam James, you've won as well. Thank you very much. You've got the compendium as requested. And if you want to follow us, you can do that on Facebook, facebook.com/The Oz Walking Dead. Download our podcast on iTunes, where you just look up The Oz Walking Dead through iTunes, or you can do it on TuneIn and also on whooshka.com.
Say that again.
Good.
It's amazing. It's also an amazing
Gestures.
place to put your podcast up to if you're a fellow podcaster.
There's a Dale doll.
Does it come with removable bits?
What?
No, but would you imagine if it came with a little folding chair? Because Dale used
It
to
does,
sit...
doesn't it?
Wouldn't it be good?
There is an action figure of Dale that comes with a chair.
a folding chair and sits on
Yes.
top of the... Remember he used to sit on it?
Yeah.
He'd
you
love
did.
that chair.
He loved that
Oh,
fucking
Dale.
chair.
Which feels
I love that chair.
And the RV.
That's
look
what
at
I did
it.
again. It's like
Yeah, it's not good.
It's like that annoying fucking uncle that no one really liked. It's just like, oh, he's
Oh,
Uncle,
Glenn liked him.
here's
Yeah,
Uncle
yeah,
Dale. Yeah, he looked
He
up
was
to
the
him.
only.
Glenn, I got a brother, right, who likes hanging out with old people. Not in a weird way, but just
okay.
like he likes old people company. That's like Glenn he's like, oh, Dale, you're my bestie. Oh, you're dead. Herschel, let's be friends. He's always about, who's the oldest person? I'm going to get tight with this person. Cam, you're a legend. That's my brother.
Good on you, Kim. Cam.
Yeah, last week, and if you tune into the podcast next week, Cam, by the way, in the outtakes you'll hear your brother swearing profusely at you about your Christmas dinners.
I remember that.
Fuck's sake.
What, are you angry about the outtake or
No,
you're going back to
I'm
Christmas?
just still angry about this fucking Christmas ham.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in to the Oz Walking Podcast live, our very first show. We'll be back for season 7. And again, thank you very much to everyone who supported us throughout the year. Thank you very much. See you next week. Bye-bye. And we're done.